Hi, everybody. This is Andrew Long, and this is my action research presentation. Quick introduction. Again, I did say my name. It is Andrew Long. This is for ACTE 699, the Capstone Experience. My degree is online education. I currently teach at Reading Senior High School. I teach 10th grade World Studies as well as AP World History. This is my final course before I get my master's degree, so I am very excited to say the least, and I'm looking forward to sharing the information from my action research with you. So, the purpose of this assignment was to find out what type of online assignments are the most effective for student learning, as well as what type of online assignments increase student engagement. Ever since COVID 19 hit, online learning has been a big part of the classroom, and when we came back from online learning, at least in Reading, I don't want to speak for all schools, but at least in Reading, engagement was at an all time low. And student learning dropped to what seems to be an all time low. Uh, and as such, it felt like it was important to determine what type of online assignment is the most effective for student learning, as well as finding out what kind of things help students get the work done, right? So engagement with certain kind of material, what kind of things are they more likely to do, things like that. And hopefully, with any luck, we would reverse those trends and get them back to the numbers before COVID-19 and even beyond that. I know for Reading, we were virtual all of 2020, and the first half of the 2021 school year. We were virtual. We weren't back in the building until August of 21. So our students were out of the building for a year and a half, and because we didn't know exactly what kind of assignments to give kids, because a lot of us, this is our first experience with online learning, it became imperative to teach in the manner that's most effective for students learning. So the research question that's guiding this whole process is: how does the use of different digital assignments impact high school students' understanding of historical concepts in social studies? Okay, very fancy way of saying how do they, like, what kind of assignments, how does that impact them, and what is that impact? Background. The literature review was very helpful when it came to recognizing that online assignments can be very effective. All right. So the different forms of assignments used are more important for student success than the type of classroom setting. That's from Alley in 2013. And utilizing the online environment leads to an increase in student engagement and thus success. That's from Kennelly et al. In 2011. So this is saying that the online classroom is actually more effective for getting students to engage in that. And then Low et al. 2011 also provides evidence and goes a little further, saying that they're more likely to complete online assignments that involve video questions as well as threaded discussions. Okay, so it kind of hints at the fact that video work is more effective. Also discussions, but that was not part of my study. But the video aspect, which is going to be broken down in this research here even further. So, design my action research was a qualitative approach to determining what types of assignments are the most effective for student learning and why types of assignments increase student engagement. Now, the data collected involved a pretest made up of questions from 4 different types of assignments. There was a video with a worksheet, a web quest with a worksheet, a PowerPoint assignment that the students were told to take notes on, and a crash course video assignment that the students were again told to take notes on. The test had 5 questions from each of the 4 types of assignments. The material was given to the class as a unit, and then students took a post test, the post test being the same as the pretest. The data was analyzed to indicate which of the assignments led to the highest increase in knowledge. For the engagement aspect, the number of completed assignments per class was used. So the findings. Online assignments with a worksheet have the highest level of engagement and the highest increase in student learning. That seems like it would make sense, right? The more students engage the material, the more they're going to know. That correlation makes perfect sense. Up this chart over here in the top right corner, the blue is the pretest scores as percentage of the correct for each subject for each type of assignment, and then the post test is red here in percentages for the number of students with correct responses. So video with worksheet went from 20 to around 77. That's going to be the largest jump. You'll notice that for the most part, they are relatively similar, except for down here. The lowest one is actually the crash course video that did not require any notes, which is interesting because it was the highest of the pretest. So you have not only the lowest score out of all four, you also have the least increase. Now, again, the least increase is because it was, the highest from the pretest, but you would think that that would mean this would also be the highest because this is the highest by a large margin, right? But when it comes to the post-test, it's actually the last. And again, you can kind of see that here. This is your differences in scores. You had a 20-point difference here in the number of correct answers to the number in the post-test from pre-test. Same deal here. You got 15 for the WebQuest with worksheet, 15 with the PowerPoint, and then the difference of only 11 with the crash course videos. The number of students who completed the assignment out of the 36 students, 34 completed the space race video, 35 completed the WebQuest with worksheet, 32 completed the PowerPoint, and only 30 did the crash course, which again, it makes sense that there is a correlation between the scores and the engagement. Although PowerPoint did get the second highest score, and it was the third. But you'll notice that there is a pretty big jump. The ones that have a worksheet accompanying to them, there are 34 and 35 out of 36, right? That is most of the class. You have one or two students who didn't do the work. Down here, I mean, this is double the number of students that didn't do it relative from the space race video, and then 4 times relative to number of students who didn't do the WebQuest. And then down the crash course videos, you've got an increase of, that would be 200% of the number of students who didn't do it, right? So you have 4 less students doing the work as compared to the space race video, and 5 less as compared to the WebQuest. And in a group of 36 students, 5 students is a significant amount of students that it is a relevant statistic when it comes to analyzing this. So as for my conclusion, the project has shown that online learning with an accompanying assignment is the most effective form of learning for students. In the future, I look forward to testing other forms of assignments to create the most effective classroom possible. I've since gone through all of my video assignments and I've added worksheets to them. If they didn't already have a worksheet, they do now, because this has shown that the students are more likely to engage and to learn more if they have a worksheet to go along with it. Now, for my rotation between observation, peer collaboration, and action research within my school, next year I am on the path to do action research. So I can do this process again and present to my colleagues with the results that are even further defined, going through and looking at more types of assignments. So thank you. Again, this has been Andrew Long for Millersville University through Reading Senior High School.